sharing those best ideas, but also connecting so that we got an educator from all aspects of your input.
So again, I don't want to talk too much. This is about a conversation, and again, like one of the things that's changed for me is like I feel like the old-fashioned staff meeting, the principal stand there and talk. So we don't do that stuff in my school anymore. So I don't want this to look like an old-fashioned staff meeting. So the next, just quickly, so EDUCON. I started connecting with some people in Iowa. Nick's over in the corner from Castle, and it happened through the Van Meter hashtag. And next thing you know, I'm on a plane to Iowa to a one-to-one conference right after EDUCON. And in such a short time, things have changed so quickly. Next year, my school is going to be one-to-one. We're going to be a one-to-one school. Only because it all started here for me. It can change that quickly. In less than 2 years, I've gone from a guy that didn't even know what Twitter did, could do for me personally, to now it's going to impact my school. And we have a lot of work to do, like, believe me. But just to see how it could change for my school is amazing. That's what we want to try to get across to other people, how connecting can change your school for your kids. So that's what we want to do. And this is a couple slides again. Before my PLN, building a network, I was like comfortable in my job as a principal. I'm like, yeah, just going through the routine. And the scary part, we talk about this, I've talked about it with some principals, is honestly, you could sit in your school as a principal for 3 to 5 years and do literally nothing except smile, get to know the kids' names, important stuff, but you could do very little, really, pedagogically in your school and just survive for a long time. And that's the scary thing, I think, for everybody else. Like, how do we we got to push the envelope. And, yeah, so.
You know what, on that note, Patrick, is that I honestly, I want to be a great principal. It's huge for me. I want to do best. I want my school to be best. I really believe in collaboration, but I'm also very competitive. And so I learned that through collaboration, I can still have that winning feeling. The difference is that a principal doesn't need to have that same feeling, but a principal better have the feeling that they allow their teachers to be great. And that's what's really important, because I know I want to be great through my teachers. If they do great things, that will make me a great principal. But if I don't allow my teachers to do that because I don't want to do a great job, you should never be a principal, because you hold too many people's professional careers in your hand, right? And that's a teacher. You impact those kids. It's the same thing. You might not want to be the best teacher in the world, but you better allow your kids to be the best students. For my own personal journey, go ahead. I actually, like I said, this has only been, and this is the thing, is that where do you find the time? How do you do this? How do you get involved? It's funny because both Patrick and I were influenced by Will Richardson. Last year I met Will with my brother because my brother, who lives 10 hours away from me, was doing a session and he was an hour away from me, and I found out on Facebook because he refuses to pick up the phone. So I was just going after school, and I was on Facebook at school because I'm the principal. I go on Facebook whenever I want. And so, it's not. It's funny because after school, sometimes I'll be on Facebook, and our teachers will be on it, and I'll say, "What are you doing on here?" Right? And it's kind of like we're obviously all doing it. But he challenged me, and I told him about how I bookmark sites, and I use what's called X marks, so I could access them wherever I was. So I was finding all these really great sites on assessment, on special ed, on different practices in schools, but I was hoarding them to myself. And so he asked me about positions. He said, "It's too hunky." He said, and then he asked me, he said, "So you're not into sharing?" And I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" I have no idea who this guy is, right? And he's doing this conference. I didn't know who Will Richardson was at the time. And my brother was bugging me, but it's always important to hear from someone else. So then I started to teach. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start doing this. So I connected to all of these sites. And I started them one at a time. I started with Deagle, so I could just share bookmarks. And I know that teachers love emails from their principals, right? So what I was doing is, instead of here's this one good site, here's this one good site, I'd say, here's these really good sites on assessment. And I sent them one link. And I would just populate it, so they would do that. And I'm like, okay, this is a little bit easier. So and then I started using Twitter and connecting with these people, and it was really cool because there was this